Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Noon Whistle. I'm John, and
I am Dustin.
here we go. We got a special guest. Who's with us today, Dustin?
So we have the one and only Mr. Phil Brueggemann, who is a CTE teacher, and it just happens to be the National CTE Month this year. Mr. Brueggemann, how about you tell us a little bit about you being a CTE teacher? What does CTE stand for? What do you teach? How long have you been here at Elkhorn High School?
All right. First, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
We love it.
CTE stands for Career and Technical Education. And so that's my official title. I'm a CTE or Career and Technical Education teacher. And that means I teach subject matter that falls underneath that umbrella. So some of the classes that first of all, I've been here. This is my 29th year.
Holy cow.
I have been here a little while. Yeah.
Only 29 more to go.
Thank you for that.
Phil. Good for you. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, it flew. It just seems like yesterday I started.
I heard a rumor that you're an alumni as well. Is that true?
I am an alumni. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Right.
You're right.
So yeah, proud of that actually. So I teach accounting classes. I teach marketing classes, selling principles, sports and entertainment marketing, entrepreneurship classes, and then occasional other classes in the area, depending on numbers. Each year, numbers kind of fluctuate. And so I've taught in the 29 years, I've probably taught 25 to 30 different classes and kind of molded my marketing classes as the years went on.
So Phil, because you've taught a good amount of time, when you started, what was your original classes you taught?
Very good. So when I first started, it was Marketing 1 and Marketing 2. And that was it. Those were full year classes. There was an introduction to business class that I taught as well. And I learned early on that year-long classes don't really fit the typical elective model when kids choose what they want to take. Semester courses before we went to trimesters were the best fit. So I changed all of my Marketing 1, Marketing 2 to semester courses and kind of specialized. I dabbled in a global marketing and sports and leisure marketing, marketing management. I've taught a number of different variations and eventually evolved into what's a really good fit for transcripted credit through Gateway Technical College. We have a really good partnership with Gateway Technical College. And a lot of high school classes now are transcripted with that, including everything that I teach. So kids are getting dual credit. They're taking my class in the classroom here and earning Gateway credit along with that.
So Phil, I have to ask you, because of all the classes you've taught and the things you're doing now, let's step back to who were some of your mentors or teachers that you looked up to when you became a teacher? Because there's probably some good names we should bring up, huh?
Absolutely. I think the one that stands out the most, there's a lot of them. I've had a lot of good teachers throughout my experience, both I can go way back to grade school and talk about Mr. Stevens and Mrs. Count and things like that, all the way up through Mr. Huntley and Mr. Bertrand and all that in middle school and into the high school level. I think the one that stands out from the high school level the most for me is Joanne Pella. She was my accounting teacher back in the day, and she's the one I teach accounting now, and I kind of had to fill her shoes. I think without her mentorship when I first started here, I don't think I'd have been ready to do any of that stuff. So she's been a really big help with a lot of things along the way. When I first started,
that she was your teacher and you taught with her as a colleague.
Yes. She was here for a long time too. And yeah, I think it was one of her first years when I was a teacher in her class, but then I ended up teaching here and teaching alongside her. And then she moved into a non-teaching role. And that's when I inherited basically the accounting class. She came to me and she's like, Phil, I think you're perfect for this. You don't say no to Joanne. So
and that's a great recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The legend of Joanne Pella.
That's true. That's true.
In my first couple of weeks here, the number of times that people have just ranted and raved about how amazing she was. There's scholarships named after her, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Sounds like a future Noon Wessel episode, maybe.
Yeah, if we could get her. She's probably booked up.
Yeah, maybe.
So Phil, often CTE teachers wear many, many hats. So besides all of those different classes that you teach in a typical school day, what are some of the other things that you lead across the district here?
So I'm also the DECA advisor, which is a CTSO, which stands for Career and Technical Student Organization. We have 6 amazing CTSOs here at Elkhorn. In addition to DECA, we have FFA, Skills USA, HOSA, FCCLA, and our newest one, Educators Rising. And so kids have an opportunity, students at the high school have an opportunity to get involved in one or several CTSOs. And that's one of our school-wide goals, is to try and get every kid involved in at least one, which I think is a great goal because they have so much to offer. In addition to that, kind of as a subcategory, I also am the SBE, which stands for School-Based Enterprise Advisor. We run a cafe out of the high school here that also has a vending machine and products that we stock out of that. The cafe sells things like iced lattes and cappuccinos and stuff like that. So we have a totally volunteer, student-run store or cafe, and there's student managers, there's students who give up their study hall to work every day. They're learning a POS or point of sale system. We just recently upgraded that this year, and now we accept cards, so card payments. For a lot of kids, they start out freshman year helping out in there, and that becomes their launch pad into an actual full-time or part-time job.
Sure. Can they Venmo?
Say it again?
Can they Venmo?
Not yet. It's gotta be tap, swipe, or dip.
All right.
Square system.
That's still good. Hey, you kind of blew by too as a DECA advisor. Like, you're really well known in the DECA world. And I know, yeah, you're not one to brag or boast or anything like that, but you've been involved in DECA a long time and pretty highly regarded in the DECA community. So congrats to you, Phil.
Thank you.
And Phil, this is a very busy time of year for someone in your shoes, being a DECA advisor, and for all of your great students. What do you have coming up on the agenda here in the next few weeks?
Technically a little bit of a downtime for a lot of students that are DECA members, but a busy time for those kids that are competing. It's our state career development conference coming up in about a week and a half. And so those kids that have qualified for this level are busy preparing. A number of them have done projects. In fact, just today, I learned that our school-based enterprise project has earned gold recertification. That's the highest level on the highest level they can attain on the national DECA level. And so that means this is the 3rd year in a row for that. And the 2 years prior to this, it was students who had graduated. And so these new students kind of had to jump on board to continue that tradition. We get a plaque the first time we get gold certification, and it has space for 5 medallions in it. So it's a 5-year plaque. And so it kind of puts the pressure on them to continue that tradition. So we had 2 gold medallions in there already. We'll get our 3rd one this year later in the year, but we just heard that today. We passed that gold certification, recertification status. So that's awesome.
Okay.
Other kids are doing projects in a number of different areas. We did an event in the fall called DECApalooza, which invited elementary school kids into the building on a Saturday and put them through 10 different fun stations, fed them lunch, got them a t-shirt, all that kind of good stuff. And this was totally organized by a group of students who led the way on that. And there were about 35 other DECA members there running the event the day of, and went really well. And then the 2 students who were kind of the lead in this put together a project and will be competing at the state competition with their project. So yeah, it's a busy time getting them prepared. They do their written project, which is turned in by the end of January. And then as soon as they turn that in, they put together their presentation materials, which involves a Canva or slides presentation that sums it up. And then they have to polish their pitch. So we'll have them practice next week with myself and a bunch of other teachers to get feedback and kind of improve and hone that.
So who will they be doing that pitch to?
Say it again.
Who will they be presenting to?
Whoever is willing. I'll invite you guys if you want.
Maybe. Yeah. How many kids are in DECA, Phil?
Every year it changes. So every year we got to re-up or redo the membership. And
Yeah.
kids graduate, obviously, and new freshmen are in the building, but it varies from 50 to 80.
Wow.
This year we have 65, a little bit down from last year. I think we peaked at 82 or 83 last year. But we have been over 100 a couple of times. That was a little bit earlier in my career when we didn't have 6 CTSOs to compete with.
Yeah.
Now we're competing with 6 CTSOs, and kids have lots of opportunity. And
that's still great with all the opportunities out there that, I know HOSA has a large number as well, and I know some of the other clubs. So that's still pretty amazing, all the kids that are having the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and a number of kids are what I call dual threats or triple dippers. Triple threats, they dabble in a number of them. So I think that's great too. It gives them a chance to explore different areas and paths, because how many kids we expect them to know exactly what they want to be for the rest of their life, but that's a pretty tough choice.
Yeah, Phil, you had mentioned it is a building and district goal that we have students involved in extra co-curriculars. So what are some of those transferable skills that some of these students are taking with them by joining a CTSO like DECA? Or do you have any kind of success stories that you can think of that maybe happened because of their experience with DECA?
Sure. So first I'll kind of start with the first one, then get into the success stories. The skills that kids take depend on their involvement level. Some kids get involved in a little bit, some kids get involved in a lot. So I'll just use DECA as an example. Some kids join DECA just to work the cafe. They think it's fun, and they get that kind of work-based skill set. Other kids will join for the competition part. Some will join for the community service aspect and giving back. Others will join just for that social kind of networking part. So there's a lot of aspects to pretty much every CTSO out there. I know DECA really opens its doors to everyone. If you go on the DECA website, it'll say it's for marketing and finance and entrepreneur students and stuff like that. I think there's something for everyone in DECA. So I don't limit it to just those kids that are interested in business. Our DECA president from last year, she's going into forensic science, for example. So we have a number of different kids and different paths that are joining DECA because there's a lot of opportunity for growth. Speaking of that, the growth opportunity is awesome. One of the top members, most active members I've had, she ran for a state officer position. She didn't get it, but the experience was something that she used on her resume. She ended up getting a scholarship her senior year through National DECA as a result of all her efforts in school. And she went on to graduate from Madison and works at SC Johnson now and is a global brand manager. Another student, I go way back to my early years. I remember him as a freshman and sophomore in class. And if you called on him or even looked his way, he would get real nervous. His face would get red. And he was terrified of public speaking. And we convinced him to try DECA competition. And one of the most proudest moments I had was his senior year. He medaled at state and made stage. And now to this day, whenever I see him out in public, it's a 15-minute conversation. So, it's got something for everyone. The more involved you get in a CTSO, obviously, the more you're going to get out of it. But there's a lot of different aspects to grow. And what I love about being the DECA advisor, as a CTSO advisor, is that growth that you see. You'll typically get kids that join freshman year, and you'll have them all 4 years. I might not see them in class all 4 years, but I'll see them in DECA opportunities all 4 years, and I'll see that growth over the 4 years of their career here. It's pretty impressive to witness that.
Absolutely. Well, Phil, I know from experience just how much time and effort it takes for someone like you to not only run a CTSO like DECA, but run it well and to the level that you do. So on behalf of everyone in the entire district, to you and to all the other CTSO leaders, I know it's a full-time teaching load in itself, just managing your CTSO, besides the fact that as a CT teacher, you're probably teaching 4 or 5 different classes at a time. So kudos to you, and thank you for everything that you do for our students.
Thank you very much. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the CTSO advisors. It's really what we're passionate about. And in spite of the amount of time and energy we have to put into it to make it successful, it really is something that drives us. I do also want to shout out to the team, the officer team that I have each year, and the members who are active that are helping to run and carry the load as well. Obviously couldn't do it without them. So just wanted to shout out and say thanks to them.
Absolutely. And an understanding wife, because you're on the run a lot.
True. Thanks for that. I meant to say that too.
You told me, you said feed that at the end, so I'm just following what you told me.
I appreciate you.
Oh yeah. Anything else to add, or man?
I don't think so. Thanks for the opportunity to showcase CTSOs during CTE month. I appreciate it, and thanks for what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Brueggemann.
What do you think, Dustin? Anything else?
Well, next week, tune in, because we're going to be highlighting the students part of these CTSOs now to kind of recap and end CTE month here. So exciting.
I'm glad I didn't have to follow them. Thank you.
Yeah, but they're a product of your great process. How's that?
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, we're going to get going. So thank you. And